together wild in spirit. We, the Shadow Realm, will prevail. We will weave our essence into their fabric, unseen, unheard, until the moment of grand revelation. They will resist, but in the end, they will thank us. We shall have our enemies feast with us in a world unshackled, reborn in the spirit of Halloween.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to the official Honorverse Madness live stream. We come to you every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. My name is AJ. I'm one of the team members, and I'm joined by another team member, my co-host with the most, LA. How are you?
Good, good, good. Hey, everybody.
Awesome. So we have a mega announcement tonight, the official home chain of Honorverse Madness. So we'll get to that in a second, but I want to set a little bit of groundwork, and tonight will be an exciting show. Unfortunately, no eye candy tonight, but we're working on some really amazing stuff, and obviously the big announcement is finally an incredible partner in what we're doing. And when I show who it is, I think all of you are going to be blown away. So, really happy to have all of you here. Um, First and foremost, we've been really putting a lot of effort into trying to find the right fit for a home chain. We have been in touch with multiple foundations. Obviously, you know that we have our token on BSE and Sonic. We have been in touch with both those foundations, but just wasn't really the best fit in terms of Web3 and gaming specifically. So this one is really important, and obviously, honestly, a juggernaut in the space. And so I'm going to show the unveil, and then we'll go into some details about why this is so bullish. And we are working on a cinematic trailer that will announce our new home chain and even unveil our new hero character. So keep an eye out for that as well. But this will be an image that's going around on all of our socials in the next uh, coming few days and next week with support from them. So, LA, here we go. I should have queued up a drum roll. There you go. Yeah, bang on the table. Perfect. So, all right, our new home chain is the one and only Immutable. That's right. We are going to be on Immutable again, and a juggernaut in the space, um, alongside of Gods Unchained, a lot of other really powerful games, which I'll talk about in a second. And why Immutable is so attractive to us, personally speaking, before I get into some bullet points, is just the fact that they really do a great job in bridging the gap between Web 2 and Web 3. So the goal with our game has and always will be really creating mass adoption through Web 2. And Immutable is really powerful because they have their own wallet, Immutable Play, and their passport, where any user can create a Web3 compatible wallet just through an email address. And so those sort of things are really what will um, allow us to scale in a way that we wouldn't be able to do otherwise. And they have an incredible following. So obviously, Web 2 and Web 3 gaming, that connection has been a little tough lately. Obviously, Web 2 games are always coming out, and there's always hype. We see, Grand Theft Auto generating incredible buzz no matter what is happening. But Web3 has been struggling, and I think that once we do see the interest in Web3 come back, we're going to be poised to capitalize on all of that with Immutable. So, all right, let me go ahead and talk about a little bit more of just some metrics that are really powerful. Let me go ahead and pull this up. Bear with me here 1 second. Oh, and I did forget. Let me update that. Hang on 1 sec. All right, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I forgot to say that earlier. I was really excited to unveil, but um, that really helps get the word out, and it will play into what we're going to talk about tonight, and really trying to scale Universe Madness and where we go. So again, please share this, especially now that we have announced our home chain. We'll play this again. All right, let me open my notes here. One moment. All right, so Immutable brings a lot to the table. Number one, we're accepted into their official partner program. So this is something we've been working on for a while now. They're incredibly, attentive. We have our own, marketing and development representatives with Immutable that we're working with. I mean, this is a hand-in-hand collaboration and ultimately, partnership. And we again will have announcements from Immutable in the next week or even the next few days as confirming all of this. And they have I think over 400,000 Twitter followers. They're working directly with our own marketing team, which is big. I mean, this is a big deal in terms of how we're able to scale. Um, Immutable is also really known for their investment arm. They've had over $500 million of venture capitalists and player base offering grants, and we are going to be participating in some of their grant programs in terms of the IMX token to bring HVM to Immutable. So that's really exciting. It connects us to a bunch of other firms as well, including Animoca Brands and Bitcraft. Again, really big names in the industry that will now know what Universe Madness is. We also get access to their developer suite. Again, we have our own devs, but knowing their devs that have built the APIs and templates and no code solutions to really help us bring our game to a Web3 functioning Web3 environment is huge. Obviously, Immutable X itself is ZK EVM compatible, and we'll be able to really have fast transactions. Although the game is not built on chain fully, again we've mentioned this before. We're using a hybrid model with staking of NFTs to then be able to recognize in the game, which will open up a lot more doors for us with distribution. But even that being said, Immutable has their own wallet, like I said, is very user friendly. And if we were ever to actually build the chain or build the game on chain, it's more than capable of handling, over 9,000 transactions per second, and basically zero gas fees. So that's another big reason to build on Immutable. Um, Another few points are, just tapping into the immutable universe. So we're not only is it a chain, but it's also the marketing support. So, I think the immutable passport has had over 4 million downloads. They get like 80,000 hits a day on their website, and will be listed as a coming soon game on Immutable on their website. And, we have a player base. Again, you've heard me mention the game Gods Unchained. They're one of the OGs in the trading card space. And so it fits with that audience really well that may be interested in trading card games. So that's really cool. I'll go into that in a minute here as well. All right, I have a few more. Um, um, so yeah, again, just about market share, Immutable is estimated to hold about 70% of the overall Web3 gaming market. So they've had over 250 games launched with them in 2004 alone, and major growth with all of them. So that's again another reason why we really were excited to get rid of Mutable because um, it's very hard to have a successful game, but with all their support, we think we can really capitalize on it. And like I mentioned, Gods Unchained is one of their flagship games, same genre as Universe Madness. Guild of Guardians is another one that had some great success, and Raven Quest. So those three are their flagships. Um, some of them sold out, within 2 or 3 hours of launching. They get about 2 million Twitch views um, over the lifetime of the game so far, and it's just again a really great way to piggyback on all that. So uh, again, I think that really sums it up why we're bullish on this partnership and building on Immutable, and I'm excited for the future. So, LA, I don't know. I know you've been in some of the marketing meetings. They've been super attentive, and I'm excited. I mean, you and I talk about this a lot. Like, partnerships are great, but if it's one-sided, then
Hmm.
it's a lot less effective. But it seems to be really working well so far.
Yeah, I mean, with all the success they've had on their chain and everything you just listed out stats wise, it would be very easy for them to not be hands on. But they've been very hands on in all of our communications, and they're even willing to work with our existing marketing team. And it's gonna work really cohesively where they're able to fill in a lot of the gaps that we're not currently pursuing. And they have this whole very well established audience and community that we get to now be a part of. And like AJ said, coming soon on a website with 80,000 clicks per day. Like it's just such a cohesive fit. And it's amazing to see the passion and dedication and communication that they bring to the table in this partnership.
Yeah, I love it, LA. Again, those are all the things that go into play. And, we probably could have gone to, another chain and maybe gotten some, grant money as well or other perks. But the real difference here is the marketing. I mean, again, we are so confident in our game and how amazing it's going to be. What we're lacking right now is the interest and the audience, and that is exactly where Immutable fits in. Again, having amazing success. I mean, Gods Unchained does even today. With people not really that interested in Web3, I think they do about $1 million a day in volume on their NFTs. And again, that's bear market numbers. So at the height, I think it was something insane like 400 million in a day, like just numbers that you can't even imagine. But that being said, it shows that the appetite is there. And, if we have a very similar game, but maybe with a different genre and different, even some additions with our deadly duel mechanism, it just is a great fit where we're going to where the player base is rather than trying to bring a player base to us. And that was really a big part of our decision in coming to Immutable. And like the other said, just the difference. Like sometimes when foundations are too big, you don't really get the attention that you may want or feel you deserve. And so with Immutable and being part of their official incubator program, then we're excited that we don't have that feeling at all. And we still have our own marketing team, which is cool too because we've been able to integrate our team that you all are familiar with and been doing a great job since launch and amplify what we do with Immutable together. So all of that is really powerful. And yeah, the word is out. So this will be great timing because now we'll be able to really start focusing on our pack sale. Um, again, we're still figuring out the pack sale will most likely be available on Immutable. Again, we may have some cross-chain options as well. The logistics of all that we're still working through. But now that we have a dedicated chain, we can build towards that. So yeah, everything is still on track. You know, hopefully a pack sale within the next few months, and then um, a playable alpha release of the game right around Halloween time. So perfect timing with
Ooh.
with the spooky theme of our game as well. So all right, amazing, LA.
Amazing.
Yeah. What
Woo.
yeah, I think you have some updates too on your side too from the ambassadors, right, LA?
Yes. So this is your final chance to get into the ambassador program over the next 2 months. I will be closing the application form at the end of this week because we're going to be bringing on 1 to 3 new ambassadors for July if we have anyone top notch to bring on. And so I only want the highest quality of passionate, committed individuals to be a part of this program because right now the people we have in it are exactly that. They're so passionate. They're making such a big difference. They're really helping us spread the word. They're so positive. And so if that's you, you're passionate about HVM, you want to help us spread the word, you're willing to put in the work. It's not overly complicated work by any means, but there are some weekly tasks that you'll be completing in order to help support our native posts that we make on our Twitter to help spread the word amongst the broader community. And ambassadors receive an absolutely amazing rewards package every other month. And so they receive an epic card, an emote, and an execution on a bi-monthly basis. These cards and NFTs have the ability to potentially hold a lot of value in the future. So they're being well compensated. And every month we do also have a competition, and the top 3 ambassadors receive anywhere from 2,500 to 10,000 carnival tickets. And so the competition has been really steep because everyone's putting in a lot of work, but we would absolutely love to welcome in 1 or 2 more ambassadors. And so if that's you, if you hear me speaking and you're like, oh, that's me, I want this, fill out the form in the comments as soon as possible because I will be making decisions in the next few days.
Perfect. Yeah, 100%. We're getting into really good flow even this past week. And I purposely never I didn't even tell the ambassadors that we were announcing the chain tonight. They usually get all the alpha, but I wanted to surprise everybody together for tonight. But yeah, they get updated early, and we had a great flow this week. A lot of the ambassadors now are actually working together on even amplifying our tweets and starting organic conversations in other discords and channels. Obviously we don't want to shill what we're doing, but we want to have great discussions and maybe expose people to Universe Madness. So all that is happening now. We have a little family over there, and ultimately the ambassadors are and always will be like the shining stars within the ecosystem. So if you're excited about HVM, you're passionate about Web3 and Web2 gaming, please fill out the form and let us know, and we'd love to entertain having you as part of the inner circle. So yeah, and again, we will have alpha keys ready after the pack sale. So those that maybe still want some alpha but don't necessarily want to put in the work, we'll have options for you too. But ambassadors will always get the coolest stuff for sure. So, and you nailed it tonight, LA. All 3 of
Oh, I wrote
the
it down
yeah,
this time so I
yeah,
wouldn't go through the same thing.
yeah. All right. Well, there you go. It was
That's
perfect.
my
Yeah.
little secret though.
Oh yeah. We
um,
won't share. Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, yeah.
um, but also, one of the coolest things about being an ambassador is that every Monday, AJ comes into the group and drops an absolute alpha bomb. Like any new updates he has that aren't ready to share publicly yet, all the ambassadors get those updates 1 to 2 weeks early. So if you're passionate about this game and you want to know every bit of what's going on, you need to be an ambassador.
Yeah, totally, LA. I love it. So even to the point, I'll give a little alpha. They have seen the ambassadors have seen our new hero character. So they haven't seen the full reveal, but they've gotten some sneak peeks at this character. And if you're a long-time listener of the AMAs, you may have realized I let a little Easter egg slip that it is a her. So we have a really killer female hero character that we're hopefully releasing soon. So, and again, we want to get the immutable announcement out and really start pushing that hard. But the next two announcements will be a new cinematic trailer with actual in-game footage. We did a little bit in the Edric reveal. The last scene is in-game footage, but this will be a lot more and a little updated because I know it bugs both LA and me every time. The intro video still says pre-sale, so we're gonna have a cinematic trailer uh, with some updated again graphics for that, and then the actual reveal of the new hero character. We are referring to her as the Inquisitor, but you get to know all about her. She's part of the Wizarding Society, and Edric is part of the Shadow Realm. So we'll have our two factions ready for the playable alpha. And again, please make sure to watch some older videos. We released some killer alpha last week and the week before with some UI, or the way the game controls will look, the user interface, and a lot of other cool stuff. So yeah, again, we like to keep it about half an hour to an hour. Obviously, tonight was a little short and sweet, but big news with Immutable. Definitely keep an eye out for the official announcement on our socials. And then once you see the main Immutable account share that, please comment and say how much you love Universe Madness and how excited you are that we have this, amazing new endeavor with Immutable. And honestly, shout out to Immutable. They're one of the OGs in the space, and have had some of the most successful Web3 games in the history of the world. So if it's not if, but it's when we are right there up with those names. So I'm super
Oh,
excited
I
for
got
that.
chills when you said that.
Yeah, no doubt, LA. This is a big catalyst for us. So, and again, we don't really like to talk about token prices and success, but I think that we're definitely hitting a floor on GG, and with all the new eyeballs and interest, we could definitely see GG start to look a little healthier for sure. So,
And it's been
uh,
looking better this week, correct?
yeah, no doubt. I think we've hit a floor. We've been setting higher highs, or higher lows rather. And yeah, we along with the recovery in the market, remember we have liquidity with Sonic and BNB. So when Sonic and BNB both go up with the rest of the market, that also brings the price of GG up with it as well. So yeah, everything's looking really good. So yeah,
To mention, if you happen to miss last week's AMA, we did a really great UI reveal. So that's definitely one to go back and check out if you happen to miss that.
Yep, absolutely. Again, please make sure to look at old videos. You'll find a lot of great little hidden gems that we don't necessarily unveil, publicly, but only for those that show up to the AMAs. So that's another reason why you always need to be here in the AMAs. We do this once a week, and this is really the best way to ask questions. I even give more alpha than I am supposed to on these AMAs because if you ask a good question, you might be able to pry more info out of me. But yeah, we're cooking now, and now that we have Immutable on board, the next few months are going to be really exciting. So awesome. All right, LA, I'll let you have the last words. Any final comments or words of wisdom? Go ahead.
We actually do have a couple
Oh
questions.
yeah. Okay. Do we see questions? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Shout out to Dan Box, who asked a lot of great questions here on Discord.
Oh, nice. Okay, my bad. I'm sorry. I was looking at YouTube and Twitter or X, didn't see any. So yeah, by all means, let's go through questions.
Okay, first question. I was a late joiner of the Telegram game, and after initially depositing 50 GG and losing it, I managed to grow that to 800K GG and top the leaderboard. I fully support adjusting as this was not really sustainable. However, now we get at 70% 0 GG per spell, very few, if any, artifact, and any wins tend to be less than 2,500 cost to spell. Can we get a reset on the expected game dynamic? Should we reset the leaderboard? As top of the board, it feels now that there is no chance anyone will get close.
Yeah, absolutely. So we work with a third party dev, a dev that I've known a long time. Troy, he's a good guy. They have another protocol too, that is on XRP decks. Check them out. But he's in the chat all the time, and yeah, we've been working with him and another member called Click. And yeah, so we obviously, in the beginning, we wanted to really roll out the game, have a lot of hype, get people interested in it, and honestly reward those of you that were in Telegram and really participating moving forward. But as we've continued, obviously that's not sustainable, and we don't want to be giving away, GG that ultimately ends up in selling pressure for those people that may not have been around in the beginning. So that being said, though, we love the game. It's adding a lot of engagement, and so yeah, we dialed it back quite a bit, and maybe we dialed it back a little too much. But that's all part of the system. We have to make adjustments, let it play out, and then we can adjust again. So the short answer is, the new system is what we're moving forward with. If we still see that it's not, encouraging people to play, then we can maybe, adjust that. But I do like the suggestion about the leaderboard. So yeah, I think the plan was to have a monthly leaderboard anyway, so we can reset that once a month, or so, and then let people compete again. And when we do have cards out and some other giveaways, tickets, we also will probably be incentivizing the leaderboard positions. So yeah, all that's in the works. Again, the mini game, is just for fun, really. Obviously, all of our attention and development time is on the real release of the game. But those were some great, questions, and yeah, I think we can definitely adjust some things.
Awesome. Okay, question number 2. The staking will end over the next months for Epic and Legendary. What options will remain to continue staking, or will it be a case of holding tokens until the game is live?
Yeah, so if you staked in the very beginning, the only staking contract that is officially ending is the pre-sale staking, because you had to lock for a year, and that year is coming to an end. But all the other staking, is as of right now is indefinite. So even if you've locked for a year, and it's coming due, then you would just restake for another year or in one of the lower tiers. And if you add to your stake, then you're prorated for the remainder of that stake. So we went into this really uh, in depth on the last AMA. So please feel free to watch that. The second half of the last AMA, we explained all of this in detail. But the short answer is the only staking contract that's going away was for the pre-sale people. If you weren't part of that, then you don't have anything to worry about. And all 4 will stay. And then when we do get to the playable alpha, um, we'll make a decision then, or maybe even sooner. But if we do alter the staking rewards and staking contracts, everybody gets their tokens, we would just end it early, essentially. So you're not losing out on anything, and you'll be paid right up until that decision is made. So hopefully that helps clarify.
Yes, awesome. Okay, 2 more questions from this user. Next one, what are the plans for users of the game to easily purchase GG, especially if they're new to crypto? We need maximum purchasing of GG with minimal experience to do it. I recently purchased more on Sonic, and it was not straightforward. Get on swap X, swap failed at the end, clear browser cache, add GG to wallet, bridge it over to BSC. Any difficulty could simply mean they don't bother and hop over to the next game on the list. So what's our plan for new users and getting as much GG buying as possible, as easy as possible?
All right, I love this. So two things. First of all, yeah, I mean, unfortunately, we are not an exchange, and we don't have the licensing or the legality of being an exchange. So it's really difficult to just sell the token directly, in game, especially if we're trying to go after Web 2 audiences. That's like a big no-no, um, and it's really kind of a deal breaker for distribution. That being said, I mean, obviously, there's definitely ways that we can maybe simplify that process. I know some of you may be familiar with the term zapping, Zapping. We were one of the first devs to develop that, and zapping essentially just means you press a button and it does all the buying and exchanging for you through a smart contract on the back end, so you don't have to go, all the way to SwapX or Pancake, or not Pancake, our own Dex Swap, to do the transaction. So that's good feedback. I definitely think we could implement some sort of zapper to make it easier. But I want to talk about something else that's even more bullish. The cool part about the way we're going to be structuring GG and the overall game is that eventually we're not going to need new buyers. And what I mean by that is we are utilizing revenue from the game to buy and burn our own token. And why that is so powerful is, you know, in order for the game to be successful and, the token price to go up, we don't need to have new uh, uh, buyers. I mean, obviously, we want new buyers, and that will just be even more exponential. But even if nobody bought GG ever again after we launch the game, because we're buying and burning, it automatically pushes the price up indefinitely. So that is a really cool feature that I think everybody still doesn't really understand. And again, it's because we're buying and then burning. If we were just burning GG, that doesn't have any effect. A lot of protocols say they're going to burn a token, but it really doesn't matter because it just reduces supply. But if you buy and then burn, then that absolutely has an effect, and creates an ever rising floor, so to speak. So all that is really powerful, and again, part of the long term. But yeah, again, amazing feedback. Whoever this is, thank you for uh, writing all these wonderful comments. Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Dambox. He has one more, he or she.
Perfect.
HVM has yet to be released and cannot wait for that. From an investor point of view, are there any longer term plans that would separate this from a one time project using GG? Are there more games planned? If there are, while I'm sure it will be subject to success of HVM, that would likely attract longer term holders of GG.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, Bandbox, killing it. So we're gonna have you on every week to do the AMA part of the live stream. But yeah, so a couple of things. Number one, it really starts with scaling. So right now we're building the game to be desktop compatible. You have to download the game through a client or through our website. Obviously now with Immutable, you can download it right through Immutable and Immutable X and the Play Store, and then use your passport, Immutable Passport wallet. But ultimately, we would love to be able to scale to mobile as well. So again, the same game, so you're not having to develop other games, but a much bigger audience. So we're building the game right now to be mobile compatible so that we don't have to do as much work. Although porting to mobile is still a ton of work, regardless. But we're planning for the future already, which is really powerful. And yeah, I mean, we ultimately two other things. we're gonna monetize the game through different things. Obviously, I've said in the past, it'll be free to play for basic users to really see if they even like the game, and then can add money from there through non-predatory microtransactions or skins or cosmetics or emotes or different finishing moves, everything that we've talked about in the past. But that isn't necessarily what we call pay to win, where you have to spend money in order to win the game. So all those things are part of it. But to that point, we also may have like a season pass that gives you an exclusive, magic wand or some sort of other cosmetic items that will also be able to monetize. And again, when I say monetize, this is all use case for GG. So whether you have to use GG to buy those items or you do it under the hood where you use fiat currency and then we as a company buy our own token back. Again, that's a gray area there that you're not acting as an exchange because you're buying your own token. You're not actually facilitating trading. So all of those things are really powerful. And then last but not least, I absolutely think we could have some sort of mini game. So I've always been a big fan of like tower defense and idle games. And as we get more and more successful, we can use our IP or intellectual property of the game to build mini games. So those are all definitely things that we are looking at in years 2, 3, 4, 5 for sure.
Okay, amazing. There's a few from Mike in the chats. First one being anything to do besides stack GG right now.
Yeah, absolutely, Mike. So I love the engagement here. Shout out to Mike. Yeah, I mean, we, obviously playing the mini game on Telegram, helping bring on new users and tell them about GG and HVM. All that matters. But in terms of financial engagement. Yeah, I mean the plan right now and the game I have been playing is buying as much GG as I can and staking it to earn even more GG and then using that GG to stake again. So that's my own little mini game that I've been doing. And that's the other cool part. None of the team members were given allocation. So if we want to own part of the game outside of our equity, we have to buy GG ourselves. So yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I've been able to nearly double my position just by restaking all my rewards as soon as like maybe once a week I'll go in, claim them, restake them, and it's amazing how fast it grows.
Totally. Yeah, absolutely. Again, those that were selling the whole time are gonna regret it because, like you said, they could have doubled their position or more in that same amount of time without bringing any new capital. So.
Mhm. All right, another question from Mike. Immutable has a Reddit, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yep, they have a pretty active Reddit actually. So yeah, definitely give us a shout out over there on Reddit, and yeah, they have like I said, 400,000 followers on X. What else? Oh, I believe they have a YouTube as well, but it's not as active. Their founder was really active about a year ago. So hopefully when we see Web 2 resurface in popularity, they'll start their web series again. Um, but yeah, there's tons of marketing material around Immutable.
Amazing. That seems to be it. So I just want to say a big thank you to all the amazing people who asked great questions tonight. Thank you for all of you for showing up, showing your support, liking, subscribing, sharing, all the things. We have a lot more big news, big reveals coming, and we could not be more excited.
Amazing, absolutely, LA. I echo all of that. Again, things are starting to really heat up now that we are officially part of the Immutable ecosystem. We're going to piggyback on all of that hype and news And then, yeah, we're going to start rolling out our cinematic trailer, our new character reveal, and then ultimately a month-long promo for our first pack sale. So all that is coming again with a bunch of really cool alpha along the way, and a playable version of the game. Again, it'll be a playable alpha, so just bear in mind it's not the full release, but it will be something that you can actually dive into by the end of the year, which are just killer. So, all right, awesome, everybody. Appreciate you being here. This is really the best way to keep in touch and know what's happening in real time. We come to you every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. There we go. Every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, and we love hanging out with all of you. So much love, and we'll see you next week. Have a great weekend. Good night. Good day. We'll see you soon. Bye bye.
We're witnessing the future of GameFi right before our
I think
eyes.
this might be the biggest thing in 24 coming into 25.
We want to push the boundaries of what trading card games can be and build something where the player really feels like they're stepping inside the huge fantasy world.
There's so much more magic ahead.